Without water, there's no life.
From the tallest trees to the smallest insects, every form of life depends upon water. Clean, abundant water is essential to our bodies, food supplies, industries, and the environment. In short, the health of our communities depends upon it. Yet it is easy to take this natural resource for granted. Water in the Tualatin Basin flows from the west, off the mountains and hills of the Coast Range. Some of this water is captured in reservoirs that were built 30 years ago. Barney Reservoir and Hague Lake are enormously valuable economic, environmental, and recreational assets for the Portland area and the state. Together, these reservoirs provide drinking water for nearly 400,000 people, irrigate 17,000 acres of farmland, and maintain flows in the Tualatin River to improve water quality and fish and wildlife habitat. Across Oregon and the West, we have struggled to balance the often competing water needs of fish, farms, and families. In the next 20 years, the Portland metropolitan area will need new, safe, and secure freshwater resources to ensure the long-term economic health and livability of the region. Washington County's population has been booming, adding 1,000 people per month. Demand for water is projected to double by the year 2050.
When you look out at the numbers over the next 40, 50 years, it's obvious that we need more water supply.
The water resource management agencies within Washington County have been working together for years, but really got together and started to focus on what we needed for long-range water supplies. We looked at it from the perspective of need for the environment, need for municipal, industrial, or drinking water, and need for agriculture. So that partnership is now various water agencies that have gotten together, pooled their funding to make a long-range water supply.
The partnership includes the Tualatin Valley Water District, Clean Water Services, and the cities of Hillsborough, Beaverton, and Forest Grove. Together, the partners determined that an additional 50,000 acre-feet of water is needed to meet the demand for the next 50 years. Finding the right project to create that supply involved many considerations.
It really was a long list of criteria. We wanted to make sure that we had a project that, one, would meet the need, would reduce as much of the impact as possible to the resource and to others, and also look at what's really doable and cost-effective.
After studying a variety of possibilities, the partners concluded that the best option was to raise Scoggins Dam, thereby increasing the capacity of Hague Lake Reservoir. The plans are known as the Tualatin Basin Water Supply Project.
You know, Oregon is recognized as a very wet state, but 85% of it comes during the wintertime.
Scientists predict that climate change will only intensify the Northwest seasons, causing wetter, stormier winters and hotter, drier summers.
We want to avoid being the next Klamath Basin because we too have the same competing needs they do: agriculture, development, residential, fisheries. The Klamath Basin is a good motivation to keep in mind because the growth is coming, the competing needs that naturally occur are there, and we can continue to meet those needs by collaborating and doing a project like Hague Lake.
2/3 of the additional supply will serve municipal drinking water and industrial needs. 1/3 will go towards restoring flows in the Tualatin River and its tributaries.
Tualatin Valley Water District serves 200,000 people in Washington County. We serve parts of Hillsborough, Beaverton, Tigard, and most of the unincorporated area. We're the second largest water utility in Oregon.
Water providers promote conservation through education and incentives, but the projected population growth requires developing new water supplies in the Tualatin Basin.
This is a very important project for the district. It's probably the only way we'll meet our long-term growth needs. We start running into problems meeting our demands in 2012. We realize that the soonest this could be done is 2016, and it's critical to this district, which is the largest partner in the project, that it get done by 2016.
Municipal utilities also provide water for businesses and industries.
Washington County is the economic engine of this state, and as more businesses move here, because we have that synergy, it's important that we have water to meet all those needs.
To fully understand how important it is to plan for the future, we need only to look at our past. And over the past 20 years, our job growth has doubled. And in order for us to continue to do that, we have to have the infrastructure. And one of the components of attracting a company to our area is a great water supply, a sustainable water supply.
Washington County is the third largest agricultural producer in the state of Oregon. Irrigated farms are now producing nursery plants and 53 different edible crops, including our famous Oregon berries.
Without water, we couldn't produce these beautiful berries.
The Tualatin Valley Irrigation District has the largest share in the original Scoggins Dam project and currently manages the facilities. While their share of water will remain the same, they are playing an active role in planning for the expansion of the reservoir.
As the irrigation district stands, as one of the original stakeholders, we have enough water right now for our patrons to use in the foreseeable future. We're at the table with the rest of the partners to see that this increase in the water supply comes to fruition, because that's something that we all recognize that we need in this basin.
The expansion of Hague Lake will double the amount of water Clean Water Services uses for environmental restoration of the Tualatin River system.
The challenges to the Tualatin River today are both water quality and water quantity. We have a highly managed, regulated river system. We bring in extra water to help maintain and manage flows.
That extra water has been an essential tool in improving the health of the Tualatin River over the past 30 years.
Water quality and water quantity are related in that the more flow you have, the more ability you have to assimilate and process contaminants. More flows help things like temperature and dissolved oxygen. The native fish that are in the river system are cool water species, salmon and trout. It's important to maintain those cool temperatures, and having adequate flows is really important to achieve that.
It's a drought every day for a fish in the Tualatin Basin. Many of the streams don't have adequate stream flow during the summertime. So we're looking at trying to make sure there's adequate flow, not only in the Tualatin River, but also potentially some of the tributaries. By adding more flow, we not only improve the habitat, but we also improve water quality. And so we see that connection, that integration of water quality, water quantity, and habitat.